in comparison with what operates in other neighboring countries and other countries around the world, you know that press is a little bit free, if not totally free in Nigeria.
Okay, so what would we say are the pillars of this press freedom? What does it entail? When we say press freedom, what are we talking about exactly?
It's just a matter of having conducive environment for us to operate as journalists, where you operate without any form of humiliation, intimidation, harassment, or killings. That shows you have the opportunity of getting your job done dutifully.
Okay.
And also, let me say, in the aspect of having access to information also, because when you are conducting investigative journalism, when you are investigative reports, and the what you experience is total blockage of your access to that information, it's also a basis for us to discuss press freedom.
I think some pressmen, gentlemen of the press, actually experienced this recently when they were having this judgment on the people that were planning coup at the house, at the White House in Abuja, and the pressmen were actually excluded. They were told to leave the courtroom at that period. I think we still have something like that. So what would you say, are the threats, biggest threats journalists face today? Is it the government, is it the laws, or insecurity?
I can't say that is a threat, because we have specialized reporting and we have ethics.
But actually, all the gentlemen of the press were, told
asked
to leave.
Yes, they can leave, because it is not everything within the court premises that you can report, and it is already those who covers the court knows, and you definitely see judges telling them that I want to give this judgment, I want to try these people under the camera, and once they say camera is forbidden, again you have to move out.
So what would we say about situations whereby the press release a report or a statement, and then the government come out to say it's hate speech? What would you say about situations when press release maybe a report, or report about an event, or maybe a person? It could be politics, whichever which way, and the government come out to say it's just hate speech, and then we should not.
Most times we don't report a press release from ourselves, because it's not our opinion. Sometimes you go to institutions issue press releases and give it to journalists, help us publish these statements. But there are media houses where you have gatekeeping process. Once a press releases come to the media organization, once you turn it in, the gatekeepers, who are the editors, the controllers, and the likes, they definitely edit the stories so that it will conform with ethical standard. Once it doesn't conform with ethical standard, just such stories is as good as dead.
All right, thank you, Comrade Hakeem Abbas. All right, we already have in the house with us a legal practitioner, a public affairs analyst, Barrister Folusho Olakpo. And while the comrade lives the experience, the law defines the boundaries, and we are drawing where the line meets and where they clash. So, Barrister, good morning. You're welcome to Breakfast Fiesta, sir.
Yes, good morning. This morning.
Okay.
First, let me apologize for my lateness. It was due to some unforeseen circumstances.
All right.
Secondly, I have to congratulate all the members of the fourth estate of the realm, even for their day yesterday, the press day. So I congratulate all of you. We continue to do good. and be blessed in all we do in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Good morning this morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
So yes, from a legal standpoint, we already looked at the comrade standpoint on the freedom of press in Nigeria. From a legal standpoint, how would you define press freedom in Nigeria?
Well, that has been provided for in the Constitution.
Okay.
So it's not an individual definition whatsoever. The
Okay.
Constitution gives the right for freedom of expression and press.
Okay.
So that is Section 39 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. And in that it said that provision provided that every Nigerian has the right to have opinion. So when you have an opinion, it's not illegal. In fact, you are expected to have opinions, and for you to disseminate such opinions in ways that will let every other person to know, at least be understanding of the type of opinion that you have. And you see, because it's an opinion differs most of the time. But again, whether it differs or not, I may be seeing this mic as black, you may be seeing it as white. That's your opinion, and I could not sue you for that. Then Section 22 of that same Constitution provided that the press has the onerous responsibility to report government to people, because ordinarily in a democracy, one of the cardinal areas of democracy is free press. And this is because democracy, as it's defined by the old people then, the government of the people, for the people, and by the people. So in such instances, people have to know what is happening in their government, what government is doing at all times. People have to understand the policies of government. Sometimes government may craft it in a way that may make the ordinary person just be oblivious of what government is trying to say. You see, most of the time communication is when you are able to express yourself in the way that the person you are talking to understands. But sometimes government may not be communicating, and in a democracy they have to communicate, and that is where the press come in. The Constitution does not only recognize them as fourth estate of the realm, it recognizes their responsibility in every government to report government to the people. Everything government is doing, it is its responsibility to tell the people about what government is doing, and so again is give the government a feedback of what they are doing from the people. So it's like a two-way street. Of course, communication is a two-way street. While you are reporting to people, you are giving back the feedback. So it's the fourth estate of the realm recognized by the Nigerian Constitution.
So is this press freedom, is it a right or is it a privilege?
No, it's a right. And when we say right is what you are born with as a human being. I like the fella version of it. Said, human right na my property. They won't give us human right. Government won't dash us human right. Government no dey give person human right. You are born with it as a person, and that is why some people can just infringe the rights of animals. In some countries, animals do have rights. But in our place here in Nigeria, I think the rights of animals are very few. But the individual rights as a person, because you are a person created in the image of God, the dignity of the human person is where that right flows from. So your right is to have an opinion, and it is your right to tell that opinion to people. So it is your right, and it's not something that is given by government. Though rights comes with responsibility, because if you are saying a person, you have a right. For instance, your right to fling your arms stopped where my nose begins. You have a right to fling your arm, it's your arm, but I have the right to my nose too, for the safety of my nose. So your right stopped where my nose begins.
Okay, all right. So there's this issue that happened where a popular skit maker came out and identified as a member of the press to get away from something, I think from a police search. Okay. So from how would we be addressed from a legal standpoint, that kind of situation? Because we have that happening. People, as you said, it's our right. So certain things we're expected to maybe have access to some kind of situations.
Yes.
So when we have situations like that,
Like I said, right is a responsibility. It's not just something that, although you are although it's all right, but you have the right to be responsible to that right too. If there is anything like that, you have the right to be responsible to that right. So, for instance, like the situation you gave, you see, the journalist or the press practice in Nigeria is a regulated one, like law. So we have many arms or agencies of even the press people themselves.
Yes, we have our comedy.
Yes. You have your own agents too that regulate you. Yes, you regulate yourself, government regulates NBC and a whole lot of people. So it is expected that every practicing journalist, or let me not say journalist alone, I will be restricting it if I say journalist, because we have broadcasters and the rest. So it's the right of the people of the press to know at least who their member is. So they should. Because there's no way you become a lawyer in Nigeria you will not have a number. There's no way you become an estate surveyor in Nigeria that you don't have a number. You are called to the Nigerian bar by and you are registered at the Supreme Court of Nigeria.
All right, thank you, Barrister. We need to take this commercial, and Breakfast Fiesta continues right after it. Stay with us.
There is a new recipe to delicious tasty meals.
Really?
Oh yes, it's Tasty Cubes chicken flavor. Give every meal that finger-licking taste.
Oh yeah?
Yes, so Tasty Cubes chicken flavor brings out a fantastic taste in everyday meals.
Wow. I love this Tasty Cubes chicken flavor already. It's surely whetting my appetite.
In that case, what are you waiting for? Hurry now and go and buy your own Tasty Cubes chicken flavor to keep that finger-licking taste in your cooking.
Yes, nah.
Tasty Cubes chicken flavor brings out the inviting flavor in your meal. Tasty Cubes chicken flavor comes in different pack sizes: 100 grams, 400 grams, and 600 grams. It is also available in powder form.
Wake up, it's choco time. Donna Choco is here with a taste you love. Just open, pour, and enjoy the chocolatey ride. Donna Choco 3 in 1. Ooh, taste it. Love it. Donna Choco 3 in 1. Ooh, I love it.
Introducing the new Dano Choco 3 in 1. It's tasty, creamy, and satisfying. Taste it, love it.
All right, welcome back. It's still Breakfast Fiesta on Oluyole 98.5 FM Ibadan, and our focus today is press freedom in Nigeria, progress or pressure. And we're in conversation with Comrade Akeem Abbas, NUJ Chairman, Oyo State Council, and Barrister Folusho Olakpo, a legal practitioner and as well a public affairs analyst. So, Comrade, we've seen cases of press, gentlemen of the press, of journalists going to cover protests, and as well they were actually, brutalized. They were actually attacked, and this was around I think 2024. There was this report that around 30 journalists were, they were assaulted and arrested. And we know that this is 2026, where there's still continued repression, despite new government. And this report, shows intimidations, it shows arrest, and this thing is still ongoing. At the beginning of the show, you mentioned that the press freedom is really being enacted and is proactive, as you said, but we still see this thing repeating itself on, and sometimes it doesn't even get to the papers because they just want to dead it and believe that, okay, it's the government that is really controlling the press. How true is this?
Well, let me first say that I've not seen any country in this world where the practice of this profession is free, and there is adequately reports that there are adequate reports that issues like intimidation, humiliation, harassment will definitely come up in the course of duty where situations got worse. Let me take from what you just said now. You said there was a scenario that you painted that like 30 journalists were assaulted by who? By security agencies or by the protesters. That is the more reason why, as journalists, we have ethics of our profession, and we have guidelines also in carrying out our duties. Your safety should be the first priority to you whenever you are going to cover situations like that. If you are going there, you may not be harassed, you may not be assaulted by security agencies. It might be the protesters themselves.
What about the case
because you cannot go into a protest and tell them you are a journalist, so they should not.
The case of security agencies harassing.
Yes, we have issues of security agencies doing.
So truly, that means we do not have press freedom. And
to a large extent, that is the reason why I said press freedom is just for us to examine the way we've been operating within a particular society. Has the press been given a conducive environment to perform their functions effectively? And if such is not happening, these are some of the issues that come up that makes it not free as we expected. And let me now say that as year in year out, we define methods of relating with each other so that the issues like this will be a kind of curbed. Take for instance, I was at the National Executive Council meeting of NUG recently, where it was discussed. The president told us how the Directorate of Security Services, State Security Services, how they had a collaboration, how they informed the National Secretariat to tell all the state councils in Nigeria that we should go and visit each DSS offices in our respective states, so that we forge a common collaboration with them. And that is relating with security agencies also. Also, we have Commissioner of Police. We have so many of our members covering crime. They used to go to the police headquarters, and they have their names. They relate very well with them. And I believe as time goes on, these are ways we can get to know each other very well, and the atmosphere will be conducive for all of us to perform our duties without any form of harassment.
You mentioned names, but I mean, not every police would know every press member. So in a situation whereby you go to a protest and you identify, you have your card, is there like an immunity, like a protection, like the maybe police or whatever armed forces there, any security agency there can, like, cover you and help you with your job?
Yes, if you are to cover a protest, your first point of call when you get to that particular scene is to approach the security agency there. The security agent that is on ground will definitely, once you tell the security agent, okay, I am so person, I'm from so media organization, I'm here to cover this event. So that they will definitely know you as a journalist who has come to do his or her job. But if you don't tell the policeman, how will the policeman separate a protester from a journalist that has come to perform his own duties? So it happens. And so many times we keep going through this training, the tutelage, so as for us to master how to relate, how to act in line of duty, so that we won't get assaulted, we won't get humiliated.
But beyond physical brutalities, there's also the legal parts, like sanctions, fines, suits, and all those things. Even from NBC, and then a reporter submits a story now, and then the editor, maybe the boss, they end it, like they just dead it just like that, like it cannot fly out. And then there are rumors that maybe some stations, some broadcast house, some media houses, they are owned by maybe politicians, or maybe just these big people that don't want some stories getting out there. So how do journalists go? How do we go through this? How do we?
I